Hey guys, I'm Wolfie. This is my no shenanigans first round all 32 team mock draft. Let's just go ahead and jump right into it. You guys know what mock drafts are. I don't need to explain. It's all 32 teams, only the first round. Let's get into it. My very first one, Tennessee Titans. They're going to go quarterback. They set it up for quarterback. So we're going to go ahead and draft a quarterback here because that's exactly what the pick's going to be. He's the only quarterback in this draft that's ready to start day one. Get Cam Ward. Browns are going to take Abdul Carter. He's going to be across from Myles Garrett. It's going to be must-see TV for all 31 to 32 teams if you include the Browns. Got to get Abdul Carter. Him across from Garrett, just, oh my God, insane. Next up, you got the New York Giants. They need to take best player available. Heck, best generational player available. And just wait until next year to try to get a quarterback there in a better quarterback class. We're going to go after Travis Hunter. New England Patriots are connected to Will Campbell. It makes sense. You need to protect your asset in Drake May, and this is definitely a need. Will Campbell's going to go to the New England Patriots. Next up, you got the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're going to take Mason Graham and officially have a very elite defensive line from what I can see. Armstead, Walker, Allen, and now you got Graham. Jesus Christ, that's a crazy line. Next up, you got the Las Vegas Raiders. Ashton Genty is going to Las Vegas Raiders. The Pete Carroll loves his run game, runs a run first kind of type scheme, doesn't have a running back. Go get yourself the best running back prospect since Saquon Barkley. Get Ashton Genty. Fans are insane. They're going, oh my God, we gotta move. They're excited. They got Ashton Genty. Next up, you got the New York Jets. They're going to take Tyler Warren. They have a ton of needs. Offensive line, they could have took Membu if they wanted to, or they could take someone on the defensive line as well. Heck, maybe even a wide receiver, a running back, whatever falls to them. They have the pick of the litter. Tyler Warren is a versatile player, a crazy yak, insane catch radius, someone who's really good at blocking. Just go out and get your guy, and he does scream like, hey, Jets guy. He's a Jets. Next up, you got the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers, I think, should go wide receiver, but from my research, they go edge, and a lot of fans are begging for edge. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the most mocked edge to the Panthers, which is Jalen Walker. I mean, he will also play linebacker if you need him to, so it's not too bad either. Next up, you got the Saints. This is going to be whatever player you possibly want. It could be Sher Stewart for all we know. It could be Mikael Williams, but we're going to take the best defensive player in my eyes available, which is Will Johnson, a future all-pro corner, if you ask me. Next up, you got the Bears. The Bears, I mean, they need a running back. They can get Omari and Hampton. If Genty fall to them, they're definitely going to go get him at 10. That would be crazy to get him there, but they don't. They're going to get a tackle because they do not like Braxton Jones. So we're going to take the best left tackle available, Calvin Banks. Membu is a right tackle or guard, so doesn't qualify for left tackle there. Next up, you got the San Francisco 49ers, my squad, my team. Every single 49ers team, 49ers fan is just banging the table for Armand Membu. Take him on Membu, dude. If you don't, I swear to God. That's what's happening right now for people who are not 49ers fans. They want Membu. We're not going to do that. I'm sorry. D-end is super important. We need D-end more when it comes to tackle, and we can get a guard in the second or third round. If you get the best one available, especially one the 49ers have shown a lot of interest in, we're going to get Mike Green out of Marshall. Big fan of Mike Green. I've been a big fan of him for quite some time. If the 49ers do not get Mike Green, it better be Membu. I tell you what, one of the two. Next up, you have the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys are going to take best player available, and best player available right now is Armand Membu and Tatora McMillan. I see them getting the prize that they probably would feel is Tatora McMillan falling out of the top 10. Some would call him the best wide receiver in this draft class. Him across from CeeDee Lamb would be insane, and I think that's exactly what they would do. I think they will take McMillan here at 12. Next up, you got Miami Dolphins. They're going to go safety here, and they're going to take Malachi Starks. They need a safety. Works to get the best safety. Why not pick the best of the litter? Get Malachi Starks. Next up, you got the Indianapolis Colts. They're going to take Colston Loveland. They're highly connected to Colston Loveland. It fits a need of theirs, and they have only quarterback right now. They're Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson. Why not go out and get yourself a weapon for a safety blanket, really, for either one of those quarterbacks that desperately need it. Next up, you got the Atlanta Falcons. They're going to take Georgia guy here. That Jalen Walker's gone, so they're going to take the next Georgia edge, which is Mikael Williams out of Georgia. He doesn't have to leave the state and addresses one of their biggest needs, which is edge. Next up, you got the Cardinals. They need help on the D tackle situation and DN situation. So why not take the most athletic DN D tackle hybrid in this draft, which is Samir Stewart. We're going to give him that. They should be excited about that because they get an excellent project, someone who has a high ceiling. Next up, you got the Cincinnati Bengals. This is where they need a guard. They need a guard, and Mims is a question mark who is their right tackle. So we're going to draft Armand Membu, number 17. Boom. Right there. That is a great steal. That is a great pick. Again, no trades here. There's no trades at all. So this is just how the board falls. I'm certain there's going to be trades in this draft for sure. Membu falling to the Bengals, absolute steal. Seattle Seahawks are going to go wide receiver after getting rid of Metcalf and after getting rid of Tyler Lockett. You have to take best wide receiver available to them. Buka wouldn't be bad. Burden wouldn't be bad. Golden wouldn't be bad. But Golden has been mostly linked to the Seattle Seahawks. So let's go ahead and take Golden here. Next up, we're going to take best defensive player available, which is going to be Jahdae Brown. I think he's up there. Jod Campbell wouldn't be a bad pick either. Grant, Amari, all these guys would be bad. But they do need corner, and we're going to take Jahdae Brown, who some people call the best corner in this draft. Why not get him at 19? Next up, you got the Denver Broncos. This one's easy. They need a running back, so we're going to go ahead and take Amarian Hampton, him with Bo Nix. Phenomenal. I think this would be a great place for Amarian Hampton, and he fits the scheme of the Broncos. So that's exactly the best place to go. The Pittsburgh Steelers, this is where Shedeur Sanders stops falling, and Shedeur Sanders goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think that's a perfect spot for him. Shedeur Sanders screams Steelers. Even if they get Aaron Rodgers, Shedeur Sanders could sit behind him and take time to develop if that were to be the case. Shedeur Sanders, 2 Steelers at 21. I feel like a lot of Steelers fans would love that. So we're going ahead and give them a quarterback because literally their only need on offense is a quarterback. So we're going to take Shedeur Sanders. That or Jackson Dart. They're 1A, 1B. Either one, that's what they're going to take. Next up, you got the Chargers, D tackle. Let's take Kenneth Grant. A lot of fans, from what I've seen, enjoy Kenneth Grant, want Kenneth Grant over Derek Harmon or Walter Nolan. So we're going to give them Kenneth Grant. The Green Bay Packers, wide receiver, I know it would be Mbuka if I was the GM because we need to get our guys some wide receiver help. And from what I've seen, a lot of Green Bay Packers fans love this wide receiver. But James Pierce is available, and fans also think edge is super important. So why not get the fastest off the edge, really high instinctual edge, James Pierce Jr. here. Next up, you got the Minnesota Vikings. Now, the Vikings need safety help. And why not get one of the most athletic? You can play him in the box. You play him free safety. This guy is phenomenal. He's 1A, 1B, best safety in this draft next to Starks. Get Amawore, and I think a lot of Vikings fans would absolutely love this. Houston Texans is offensive line. Now, you would think that with the offensive line situation here, you think that I would say, okay, well, then take Tyler Booker. No, they're going to take Gray Zabel. Why? Because they all need guard, they need center, and they need tackle. Gray Zabel plays all three. So why not get a guy that put him in the place that you desperately need the most? Put him there. There you go. Next up, you have the Rams. This is where the Rams take Jahad Campbell. Now, they could take an edge here, which would make their D-line insanely crazy. But if they take Jahad Campbell along with their already dominant defensive line that's super young, this would be perfect for them. And as a 49ers fan, I would find that absolutely scary for a guy who's like the ultimate downhill, great tackler, linebacker. Perfect for the Rams, in my opinion. The Baltimore Ravens, edge. Some say wide receiver, but definitely I think edge is way more. And from what I've seen, edge has been more of a priority in mock drafts, etc. So we're going to take the best one available, which is Donovan Izaroluku. Take him. I like him a lot. Big fan of him. I think the Baltimore Ravens got an absolute stud. Next up, you got the Detroit Lions. Some say D tackle. Some people say another edge across from Hutchinson, but they also need a guard, and Jared Goff needs protection. I mean, if you got those wide receivers, you got the tight end, you got the running back, make your offensive line better. Get Tyler Booker, the best guard in this draft. They do need a guard. Perfect. Bam. The Washington, I'm not going to say it, the Washington Commanders, okay, want an edge here. And honestly, I think it all works out for them. They get Nick Scorton, who I think will be an ultimate fit for them. They need an edge. They got two D tackles already, and defense is definitely one of their biggest needs. And you could argue offensive line, but we're going to go Nick Scorton here, right here. I love Nick Scorton, by the way. I think it's a great pick. The Buffalo Bills are going to go corner. From what I've heard about from other Bills fans, they desperately want a corner. They are screaming and banging the table for a corner. I know a couple of Bills fans myself. They say a corner, and I asked them myself, and they said they love Siobhan Revel the most out of them all. So we're going to take Siobhan Revel right there. Honestly, I probably would have done Maxwell Harrison, but I'm going to go with my friends who are Bills fans, and we're going to take him right there. The Kansas City Chiefs. Now, look, they need D tackle. Just whatever is the best D tackle available is what they should do. So it's either Walter Nolan or Derek Harmon. And I think that they need a true D tackle. So I think they're going to get someone like Derek Harmon, and that's who they're going to get. Now you have the last pick in this draft. Who's it going to be? I've watched a couple of Eagles fans shows, and I watched a couple of Eagles fans mock drafts, and they talk about their dream scenarios, dream players they want. They want Walter Nolan. And if Walter Nolan falls to them, they keep saying, gotta draft him, gotta draft him, gotta draft him. And a lot of people in their comment section are saying, they're not falling to us. That player's not falling to us. Well, in this mock draft, they do, and you get Walter Nolan. That is the no nonsense, no shenanigans, all 32 teams, first round, no trade mock draft. You let me know how I did. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Who should I have gotten instead? And then in the next mock draft, let's see if I adjust and try to make the best mock draft possible. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, and be sure to comment. All love, fam. Bang, bang, not a gang, baby.